I've got an extra bonus for y'all, and this is called the pathway of individuation. And I'm going to show you an example of how I did mine, so that way you can do your own as soon as you are inside of our training. So there's a pathway in your hologenetic profile that goes directly from your purpose to your life's work, your brand, right? The conscious sun. And although this is not one of the strands that make up the journey of the golden path, it is the integrative pathway that is formed as you thread the path itself. So this is the pathway of individuation, right? As you assimilate the teachings of the activation sequence, you may begin to have a taste of this pathway opening up inside of your DNA. It will continue to open as you follow the golden path onwards into the Venus sequence and the Pearl sequence, both which cross over the central cone, right? So by the time your contemplation has traveled the whole length of the golden path, the pathway of individuation will be significantly widened in your consciousness. So the whole purpose of these teachings is to bring you into the state of individuation, that beautiful yet simple place of inner equilibrium and deep calm. So I want to show you how that looks like, and I welcome you to take a screenshot of, these spheres, right? The middle, the purpose, attraction, SQ, pearl, and life's work, and do exactly as I did, so that way you can decipher it for yourself. And then I welcome you, actually, after you do this work, after you do that copy paste work and put all of these different spheres and all the lines here, I welcome you to record it and do the same thing that I'm doing right now, so that way you can watch, and as you record it, after you've recorded it, and listen to your own voice, your path of individuation, as you are looking at the screen and seeing those gene keys. Okay, so here, as you can see, our path of individuation, we are going from purpose, attraction, SQ, pearl, life's work. And in reality, what we wanted to do is flip it over, right? Because this is how the womb is. Purpose, right? All the way down to the core. So let's do it like that. So purpose, right? So we're doing it upside down. That's the Dharma. That is the soul's purpose, right? And for me, my purpose is sounding my truth, right? And it's all about life is no longer an individual success story, but is a success story for the collective organism. And my job here is to carry others toward a new future, to implement the guidance and provide them with a path to break out of the matrix into this higher vision, into the purpose, manifesting and transforming through the breath pattern, changing the rhythms. I'm here to show people how to attain future goals rather than leading them myself. So I'm the elected leader, and I must be invited in order to be influential. And for that, I have to listen to others and what they need. I'm empowered, so I'm empowering others, and I'm here to unify people, to delegate and share power. So every action carries karma, right? So if you think you are in charge of your destiny, you'll be disappointed, because Dharma, destiny, it unravels as you live. And the only choice we have is how we respond to our Dharma. Okay, so now I have the fourth line here, which is the breath, which is the rhythm, and it's all about bringing others together in the same breath pattern, into harmony, into unity, right? Within this deeper life rhythm. And this is very primal. This is very breath related. So as you can see also the rest of the four lines here. And this is how all we're supposed to manifest our purpose, through the different lines. This is how it plays out in our life. And everyone's got their own way that it's going to play out, right? So mine's all about respiratory, breath, rhythm. And 31 is actually a manifestation gate, which is so funny that before I even knew gene keys, I was already preaching manifestation. So that's really funny. That's just the way that it worked out. So you got this purpose, and then you're going up from purpose into attraction, right? So this attraction is that magnetic field that attracts the people and places and events that you need to play out your karma, right? So for me, it's patient creates the foundation for love manifestation. I am the living library of wisdom. So my city is timelessness, and it is to simply just is to be. So patient is a death of all fighting. Prayer meeting the sunrise is a beautiful practice for me to immerse in this timeless patience, right? To realize and embody my truth, and that everything begins in this beautiful form. Everything is patience. And I have line 3 here as my attraction: promiscuity and playfulness. So a melodramatic, adventurous. So maybe I'm somewhat of a sensual entrepreneur, right? So I've learned how to turn promiscuity into playfulness, right? So when I do orgasms with my clients, with my friends, they don't feel that it's a sexual experience. They feel that it's a very inner child, playful experience, because I turned my promiscuity into play. Okay, so I turned my drama into adventures. So at the low frequency, I used to have a lot of bad relationship because I had commitment issues, because I had people that couldn't commit to me, and perhaps I couldn't commit to myself, right? So now that I've transformed it into playfulness and adventure, now I'm in a good relationship, right? So I also was in the past attracting these men that couldn't commit. This is all because of this line 3. So now in the higher frequency, I have a wonderful, playful relationship. Sexuality is not taken as seriously. He says, I will love everybody that you love, even though right now I'm in a space where I'm so content and fulfilled in the one-to-one, but still open-minded. You know, if life changes, it will change, and we'll support each other on this growth. So then comes the SQ, right? And this is my SQ, which is 26.2. And this is what happened from 0 to 7. So even the smallest selfless acts are magical acts. So the 26 is all about being the sacred salesman, the sacred trickster. So I got to learn how to believe in this abundant future for everyone, right? I have to sell that bright future to the tribe with integrity and develop this abundance mindset and trust in the abundance of the universe. So the 26 Jinki moves from the shadow of pride to the city of invincibility in the way of artfulness. So it represents the power of light bending, building energy of light to one's own individual will. So through the willpower, you can bend light and turn it into your advantage. So the city of invincibility, it creates a vast ripple of awakening. And this is how I influence all of life to thrive. So the shadow here, the shadow of pride and the dilemma of lack. So at its core, lack is a whole world view that doesn't believe in abundance. And when we believe there are not enough resources to go around, at the deep unconscious level, we're in a survival mode, right? And no matter how successful we appear to be on the surface, we will feel this lack on the inside, this deep-seated ancestral fear of not having enough. So lack is why we've developed strategies for taking rather than giving. So the gift here is the gift of artfulness, is the heart marketing, right? There's no competition where artfulness resides, because genius cannot be replicated. So no one can play that role or bring the art to the world but you. There's no better you for your own uniqueness. So the gift of artfulness is divine pride. Artfulness can be put into service to help others, to bring more abundance wherever there is lack, right? So this is all about redistribution of resources, to give as opposed to the taking. And then the higher frequencies, it naturally draws positive recognition, right? Because we are artfulness. It's about being true to our own nature. So then the SQ line 2 is all about the freedom, right? The wildness and the boundaries. So this is where home is, where freedom is. And it's all about passion, dance, posture, brilliance, courtesy. These are all the themes that involve and inspire freedom. So in a developing child, such as myself, from 0 to 7, freedom was essential. It was an essential ingredient to my upbringing. So I needed to explore my surroundings and figure out how to have this balance between freedom and boundaries. So the pattern that I had previously in relationships was because of not being able to be free within the boundaries, within the relationships. Right? So I'm designed for a one-to-one relationship, yet also experiencing freedom. Right? Because of this deep-seated need for freedom. So the second line is wild at heart internally, and still is a very committed person to one person. And true love is inclusive. So love that depends upon a set of external conditions is not yet worthy of being called love. So our relationship can be a direct route toward inner freedom if we give ourselves to the relationship 100%. So committed relationship offers us the ideal balance between the boundaries and the wildness. So the relationship itself is the boundary, and it provides a bank of the river and love of the wild, untamable river itself, right? It's just all about remembering that you can still be wild internally, and it doesn't have to be projected externally all the time. That's all it is. So then we get to the pearl. The essence, total abundance through service. 21.4 for me. And we each have this inner nobility to rise above life's challenges, right? So a surrendered human being. That's me. The divine operates through valorous, courage plus love acts. Valorous courage plus love. So 21st Gene Key moves from the shadow of control to the city of valor, right? It moves from control to courage and love in the way of authority. And the biggest battleground currently on this earth is the battleground over money. Yet the real human disease across the planet is distrust in life itself. So territory and control through power and money are simply the manifestation of disease, right? The territory and control through power and money are simple manifestations of this disease. And one day we'll embrace our true nature as holistic human family, and the need to control life will cease. So the shadow of control is about leadership, to take inspired actions and be decisive, to lead and not be a follower, to rise with authority. So we leave the old games of competition behind. Collaboration, the new currency. So we take a stand for something that's nobler in this life and throw away this energy into something so much bigger. So we starve this shadow into submission, and we feed those higher aspirations of the soul, right? So the paradox of this gift is that when you finally find strength to overcome the shadow, it comes from giving up control rather than asserting control. And then the greater power inside of us begins to shine forth, to reveal our natural nobility. So life supplies us each with exactly the test that we need and that we're equipped to handle. So the gift of authority serves to help you move beyond the victim stance and know that you are not a victim. You are a god. You're a goddess. You're a creator, creatrix. So the city of valor, the sword of authority. The shaman uses the sword, uses his word, her word, to heal the self first and then others. And this is how life comes to full fruition. So to give up your identity, our attachment, your body, and you merge into this limitless light, it requires this exquisite cocktail of courage and love. So the line 4 in the pearl is all about charity. Love to share the money with others for the sake of helping others. And this is how the 4 lines are structured. Line 1 wants to create. Line 2 wants to be recognized by others. Line 3 wants to celebrate itself. And line 4 wants to give back to the world. So each line plays a role in this harvest of the whole, because the gene keys are a holographic knowledge. We all have aspects of each line, but we have this emphasis on one more than the others. So if you have this 4th line like myself, depending on the specific karma of your gifts, you have also attracted you can attract large amounts of money so that you can experience the joy of giving, right, to those that are in need. However, the 4th line is not always about money. It has to do more with service, giving from the overflow of the heart. So then we get to the brand, the essence, the sun. And this is how you shine your light to the world, your brand, your stamp, and your legacy, the legacy that you leave here. 27.2 for me. I'm a planetary healer, the empowered caregiver, here to create miraculous healings. So first, I would have to heal myself in order to do that. So I have to give to myself before I give to others from a full cup, right? And I have a real knack for investments, and that's something I can rely on. And in the second line, it's all about passion. So the way that I show up in my branding and my marketing is all about imagery, sexiness, trending, remembering, easy does it, self-expression, joy, fluidity, flow. Without even thinking, I help people move. So I help demonstrate what the awakening expression looks like unself-conscious, natural. Aesthetics is very important in the expression of this higher self, right? So I'm a risk taker, and my ideas need to stand out, be different, be authentic, be wild, rebellious, passionate, because I gotta demonstrate the love of life, the dance of life, the sexiness, the beauty of the form. So my job here is to use far outreaching ideas that are pretty crazy to open the hearts of other people to universal truth, right? Coming straight from the heart, coming straight from the core, straight from the passion, so others can feel the passion with passion. So I come out like a flashing light, look good and sound good. That is what I'm going to sell. Ironically, I gotta forget about my audience, and that's how I'm going to succeed. So now when you have your own copy of this, you just copy paste your own graph here. And then I quickly want to show you guys how I did my niche, so you can use that as a sample to do your own. Congratulations on getting this far. I love you. I'm so excited to experience you in the flesh and you living your life purpose.